Hi, BedNighters. Welcome back to another night of BedNights with VINVAE. Hi, Nonso. Welcome to BedNights.
Hi, VINVAE.
Oh, what's hi, VINVAE? Why are you being so calm?
I am a very calm person.
Why are you falling for the camera? Why?
I'm a very calm person.
Okay. How are you today?
I'm a little bit stressed. It's been a very busy week with lots of projects on the go. But yeah, thankful for the weekend, so we get to rest.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm doing okay. Life is good.
Okay.
Alive and healthy. You know, the
Okay.
little things of life. So yeah, I'm actually doing very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
good
I'm
to know.
calm, quiet.
I don't know you as a calm and quiet person. I don't know, but if you say you are calm for BedNighters, no problem. You are calm. How was your commute here?
Hey, it was okay. It wasn't stressful. It
Your
was
place is
about
not far from here.
20 minutes drive.
20 minutes drive
It's not very far away. We're somewhat neighbors.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was good. It
All
was
right.
good. Yeah. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm
Yeah?
happy.
Happy.
Yeah,
That's good.
I also had a very lengthy work week. So different projects, meetings, like different things. It was very hectic, but it's a weekend. I'm happy. And today makes it exactly 3 years.
3 years,
I arrived
yeah?
Canada. Yeah.
That's true. 3 years.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you very much.
Congrats.
It's looking back.
Journey to the blue, eh?
Yeah, looking back, it's been really great for me.
Yeah?
Moving to Canada has been one of the best decisions I made in my life. Yeah.
That's
It's been
good.
great. I'm not saying the country is perfect, but
Of course, everybody has their side effects.
their
I
side
guess.
effects.
You choose your
But
poison wisely.
yeah, choose your poison wise. It's been great. Everybody I've met, especially in when it comes to work, they've been great. I've not had any, work colleague nightmare.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
because
good.
I don't work in corporate. I work in non-profit.
Oh, okay.
Non-profit, no one is competing, to bring you down because the pay doesn't match the work.
Exactly.
So anybody competing to bring you down, okay, if
Just
you bring you down.
when you get there, you see that there's nothing there, you come back again.
Yeah.
That's good.
Imagine, in tech company, banks, corporate world, each department can have their data analyst, but imagine a non-profit, just like one
Just
or
you.
two.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense.
they are really good. Like everyone, my colleagues, they are perfect.
Amazing.
Yeah, they are amazing. All right, Nonso, can you tell BedNighters about yourself?
Hello, BedNighters. My name is Nonso, and I am not a terrorist. As she claims I am. No, I have a mixed personalities sometimes, I can be very quiet and I say that I'm very stubborn, but yeah, I'm in an M365 architect, which basically Microsoft 365 apps and services into the IT space, manage cloud, Azure environments. If I'm not working, I am playing video games, Shout out to my guys who I play with. I play video games, FIFA, MK, GT, Turismo. If I'm not playing video games, I'm sleeping. I love to sleep. I like my me time. I love to sleep. I meditate also. If I'm not doing any of these, I'm doing something that is engaging my body. So either being at the gym or playing volleyball or swimming or running, shout out to my run club, my volleyball team, my gym buddies. I'm always doing something. I'm always active. Like there's always something to do, right? Just don't be idle, right? So, I think that's a brief summary of Chinonso.
Okay, Chinonso. Chinonso is a tech bro. Okay. All right, Nonso, tell VINVAE a story. Story.
Once upon a time.
Time.
in the land of myth and the time of magic. Merlin used to be my very, very favorite, of a long time. But yeah, what do I want to talk about today? I think it's really, we started talking about it from our intro already, right? When you spoke about your colleagues, community, I think, the topic or the title of my story is going to be based on community building and the importance of, having those relationship skills that really helps you to build a great community.
Okay.
We're just reminiscing on your 3 years in Canada, and I can remember how we first met. It was through a community that we met.
Yeah.
We actually met, one of these
Groups?
immigration groups from Nigeria, and from nowhere she wanted. I was her first model.
Yeah.
I was her first model in Canada.
As the photographer VINVAE, because VINVAE does a lot of things. Just in case you guys are wondering, her first model was, I take pictures too.
Yeah, she's multi-talented. I always tell her that she's amazing. She's an inspiration. Because she's very hardworking. Oh, this woman, very hardworking. But back to our story. Community building. So it's not just going to be a story. It's more of an interactive session based on sort of explaining and making people understand the importance of having a community, and what it takes or what it means to actually build a community. Like I was saying, I met you on a community group, right? I didn't know you from anywhere. You didn't know me from anywhere. And you needed something, and I had what you needed. And it was more of an exchange of value. And from exchanging value, we became buddies, right? Like we took that friendship outside of just value exchange, right? We found similarities that we could also blend in, and it became a long life thing, right? We're 3 years strong now. We're still pushing. That's really important. I always tell my friends how being an adult and having friends as an adult is not easy. It takes intentionality to actually build adult friendships. Most people feel like I know a lot of people, but actually...
No, so you know a lot of people.
People, when I go out, for instance, like a couple of weeks back, right, I went for some parties, I went for a party that some of my friends were organizing, Uncles of Toronto. Shout out to Uncles of Toronto. You guys doing an amazing job. And I was there, and I kept going around saying hi to a couple of my friends. I haven't been out in a while prior to then, so it was like, okay, coming out of my shell from a couple of months or years, as much as I like being outside, I also like my me time. Like I said, I just want to stay inside my house because I feel like my house is my fortress. It's my castle. I have everything I need inside that space, and I don't feel like I need the outside world. But hey, we were not built to be alone, right? Even Jesus Christ had disciples. He needed his friends to be with him, even though he was our savior, right? So I just feel like in life, there needs to be a balance. But yeah, I was at Uncles of Toronto's party, and I kept saying hi to a couple of people. And some of my friends were like, this guy, like, you know everybody. Like, you were in front, now you're here, now you're greeting this. I'm like, what? It's not my fault. It's really because I show up. I am out there for people, supporting people, meeting people, interacting with people. And I'm doing all of these because I feel like there's always going to be a reason why you may need these people in life, right? People have timelines in your life, depending on what you want to do, depending on what phase you are in life, right? Meeting people is not a burden. It's really being intentional about keeping those relationships, right? If I did not keep the relationship I had with you, we will not be here to start with, right? So many things that I've done for you and vice versa, right? And that's really because we maintain that friendship, we maintain that relationship, checking in with the person once. It's really, and it doesn't cost a lot. If I'm being honest, it doesn't take a lot of us. And unfortunately, I saw a post yesterday where they're talking about how, a certain percentage of people in Toronto don't see their friends anymore. The percentage has reduced on the amount of adults that actually hang out or see their friends. This is because the country has been built that way. For you to just work, and work. You're hustling, you're trying to make money.
Yeah.
All you're focusing on is really just how to, make money. Hustle, make money, pay your mortgage, pay your
Rent,
bills,
car
pay your
notes.
finances. Yeah, like just pay things, and you forget about, that social life and the importance of it. Right? It's really important because, like I said, if you want to even take it back to the religious aspect, like I said, Jesus Christ even had to make disciples his friends.
Yeah.
He needed those people. He could do these things alone, but he was trying to teach us something, that you really need a community in order to strive. Right? These things are really important. And like I said, it doesn't cost a lot to keep friends. It's the barest minimum. Just chatting the person up. Hi, how are you doing? And that's what I do. People that know me, that's really how I do it. We don't need to see every day. I haven't seen you in months.
Yeah.
Right?
But we
it
check up
doesn't-
on each
exactly.
other.
Exactly. Right? Like it's the least you can do. Just pick up your phone. I was having an argument with one of my friends a few weeks ago in my house, and we're talking about how when you're chatting with someone, or when you're trying to have a conversation with someone and you're not getting responses in weeks, not even weeks, let's go to hours. In hours, in days, you're not getting responses. What that tells you is that person doesn't want to just speak with you.
Yeah.
Because 80% or 90% of adults this day are always with their phone.
Yeah, that's
or
true.
always with their mobile device. So you can't tell me you are not seeing my messages.
Yeah.
You're not just in the right frame of mind, or you're not just ready to respond to me. But saying you're not seeing it, it's almost impossible. Very few people would tell you that, okay, yes, they actually did not see your message. Maybe people that they don't allow phones in their offices, right? So they don't have to use phones at their workplace or things like that. So they don't see the messages when it comes in. So it's either when they are going home or when they've gotten home. And they can just be very tired. Like I said, the environment has made it feel like all you do is really just work, right? Without playing, which is not a good thing, especially for Chinon. So as much as I'm very quiet, I love to play. I love to be out there. I love to support people. I love to, if someone is doing something, I would try and show up. And that's how I built my community, like I was saying. I was in that group, and we were just a bunch of, young adults doing our things, gisting, yapping here and there. And someone needed something, I could offer that thing. And I went out for the person, I went all out for her. And now we're friends. That's how you build it. If she has something else she's doing, she invites me there. Someone else meets me. Most of my friends, that's how I met them. From one outing, I meet a couple of people, exchange contacts with these people. And it's not just about exchanging contacts to leave it in your phone log so that webs would. You have to use it. Reach out to the person, call them, text them, just say hi to them. Oh, hope you're doing okay. Everybody's passing through a lot in this life. Like, we're literally passing through a lot as adults. These are the times where it's not easy to be an immigrant. And you're trying to strive. You're trying to be yourself. You're trying to really grow. Some of us are starting from the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? It's really not easy. So a lot of people are going through a lot. The best minimum you can do is to just check in on the person. Don't tell me, oh, when last did you speak to me? Don't do that. When last did you call me and I didn't pick up? It's easy. Yeah. You didn't call me and I didn't pick up. And then you would say, okay, you haven't heard from me in a while. Right. So I feel like those things are important because it really helps you in so many ways. You're talking about how amazing your work colleagues are.
Yeah.
That's a community. There are some things that you will need from work, and these guys would help you do it willingly, gladly, without issues. A lot of people are struggling because they also do not understand the importance of, having and building these relationship skills. Right? There are some relationship skills that are really important in order for you to have a great community, right? If I was not trustworthy, for instance, why would people want to be with me? If I didn't have good vibes, why would people want to be with me? We talk about how sometimes people are praying to God and asking God how if they are the problem, or if God should take them away from a certain situation. I'm like, no, sometimes it's actually God taking you away from people
because you are the problem.
Exactly, right? You have bad character. right? Like, and your back character would definitely show. A wise man once told me that character never change, right? People's character will never change. It just comes out and it blossoms with time, right? So somebody is who they say they are. That's who they say they are. It's left for you to accept that thing you're seeing there and then and know that this is what it's going to be, right? Because it's not going to change. So that's just it, right? So do you have good character? Are you trustworthy? Are you a person of integrity? These are some of the little skills of wanting to build a great relationship, that will really help you in building a good community, right? I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. We've all sinned and come short of the glory of God, right? But we're all striving to be better humans. And that's it. I meet someone today, I'm with the person. We don't even need to go out. We can bond. I've met a lot of people, so many places. I met you on a group chat. I've met a couple of people from the gym. I have my run club. Oh, last weekend I was at a volleyball tournament. I play volleyball. I used to play professional back in Nigeria, my university. I represented my university for, all university games back then, but yeah, I played volleyball last week for a foundation, and it was with my Team Ultra Black. Shout out Team Ultra Black, my Team Ultra Black community, right? We formed a volleyball team and went to play volleyball. I didn't know these people from anywhere. But 6 of us all came together and we enjoyed the game. We really had fun. We didn't win. We came third, but we really had a good time. That's community, right? These little things matter. You don't need to do too much. From running, we became buddies now in volleyball. The next day, we all went to someone's house to, have like barbecue and all of those things. And that's it. The little things matter. Talking about community also, I remember when I came into Canada for the first time also. Some of us are privileged to maybe have family or siblings here, while some people do not.
Yeah.
Right? But it doesn't stop you from being awesome or being great at what you do wherever you are. It's really about your personality, having a good vibes. I'm not an extrovert. Neither am I an introvert.
So you're not an...
And that's the thing. People will mistake me for an extrovert. I am not.
Okay.
I am not an extrovert.
We've heard you.
But if you see me outside, that's the thing. If I'm outside, I'm outside. I tell my friends how we go out for games night, or we're going to, someone's house to just chill, or even a party or something. Why are you on your phone? Why are you looking for distraction when there are lots of distractions in front of you? Right? You go for a dinner, everybody's pressing their phones when there are humans there.
There are humans there.
That's what technology is doing to us. These things, there's always advantage and disadvantages in life for everything. Right? Like I always say, choose your poison wisely. Why do I want to be? I left my house where I could be with my phone all by myself. And I came outside to be with somebody that brought me outside. Even if you took yourself outside, you went outside for a reason, not to press your phone. I don't think anybody in their right senses would dress up and go somewhere for a purpose of just being on their phone. No, I don't think it's possible. You went out there to interact, to network, to make new friends, to just meet people. And, when you meet people, everything does not always have to end up with you collecting numbers or exchanging contacts. No. Sometimes it's really just about the vibes at the moment. Yeah. So many people too that I don't have their contact, and that's okay. But when we see outside, hey, what's good? Are you good? I've been a while. That's it. It's not everybody that can be your friend. It's not everybody that can also be your acquaintance. Some people are really just passerbys. You encounter them once, and that's it. Jesus Christ met Simon of Cyrene on his way to the cross. Simon is spoken of in the Bible. Simon was never spoken of until that moment Jesus met him. And it was just that encounter between the 5th station of the cross and the 7th station of the cross. And that was it. That was Simon's role in Jesus' life. And he played it perfectly. And that was it. Right? So it's not every time that the person has to really be your body where you keep. Sometimes people are just there for that moment. You have a good time. You have an amazing experience. And you move on to the next. Right? I just feel like your spirit will tell you who you cling with, who you feel like, okay, this was a good time. Let's actually do this more often. And then you guys can now exchange contacts and try to do it more often. Don't have bad character. Don't be sass. Don't like these things are, we're adults.
Yeah, we are adult. You've been punching on this. Don't have bad character. Do you have any experience with this?
Bad character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me the story. Yeah, because you've been repeating don't have bad character, and you sound pain. What happened?
I don't think it's even from me.
No,
most times
you don't have to mention name. What happened? What have you seen? Even if it's not from you, what have you? Yeah, what have you heard?
Okay, let's see. Bad character. It happens everywhere. Even I think even last week or so, I experienced someone with bad character. I was talking about how you go out and you just meet people and then you just interact. Like I said, nobody's perfect. We all have our, flaws, right? And you want people to see you for who you are. I'm not trying to form or anything, but at the same time, courtesy demands some certain level of respect that you give to another human being just because we're humans.
Yeah.
Right? And then bad character can be anything, right? And in my opinion, or this particular gist I'm about to give, bad character is really more of respect.
Okay.
Not having respect for the next human just because of whatever. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Like, why? It's the best minimum. I'm a human, you're a human. We both have values in life. People love us the way we are. People love us. The least you can do is to respect me, and I will give you the same thing. That's all that matters. So you meet someone and the person is just being very disrespectful for whatever reason. I don't even care about the reason, but it's more of, okay, you went out, and we're sitting, myself and my friends were sitting, and we stepped outside to take pictures and all of that. We came back and then there are some people on our seats. And I'm like, sorry, this seat you're sitting on belongs to us. I pointed at us and the guy just looked at me. This is a guy. The guy just looked at me. No, I'll come to the ladies. Oh, everybody has their own. The guy looks at me and he's claiming to not understand what I'm talking about. Like I'm just yapping. I'm like, Baba, you're Nigerian, first of all, so it's not as if it's my accent. Don't joke. It's not as if it's my accent, You understand what I'm saying clearly. Abi, do you want me to speak it in your native language? Which one do you want? I will say it for you, right? And the guy's looking at me like, sorry, can I bend down? Like,
Bend down.
I'm like, bros, this seat belongs to me. It belongs to I and my friends. You're staying in our space. Can you please stand up? And he points somewhere else to me to go and sit. I'm like,
But then did you guys keep something?
Yes, we did.
You guys did?
Yes. There was my friend's bag. There was my own purse. Like there were things there. He put it on the table and sat on the chair. Bad character.
But yeah, that's serious bad character.
And then I come back and I tell you, and you're looking at me like I'm speaking gibberish. That's a typical example of someone that has bad character. Right? Or is it the ladies? Oh, my Smurf. Oh, yeah, I love animes. I love cartoons. So you'll be hearing Smurf too much. I have experiences with both genders, but this is not about gender or anything. This is not a gender fight or a gender blame. It's more of as a human being, right? Females, they have their own time and moments, right? My friend was telling me of her own experience just this morning or yesterday. She went out yesterday and how couple of girls, like 4 or 5 girls, they went for dinner and it felt as though she was a ghost in the midst of other people. I don't know how you would go out and you would not want to sort of
involve
carry everyone along. And she was an invitee.
Yeah.
You invite me out for something, try and make me feel at home.
Yeah.
If you cannot, when you see me trying to put in an effort to do that, acknowledge it or, tell others to sort of involve me in whatever that is going on. We may not know each other. we are not supposed to know each other to be able to interact with each other. That's the thing. That's why I talk about adult friendship and being intentional. It's about picking up something that you guys feel like it's a gist at the moment and everyone is chiming in and you're just talking about it and you're just laughing about it. You don't need to form, you don't need to act, oh, because I don't know this person, I'm not going to speak to this person. That's just wrong. Why? This person is not paying your bills. You're not asking this person to pay for your food. Why are you up? Why are you like? Why? This person is not smelling. And that was just an experience. That's just one of so many other experiences, right? You go out and then you feel abandoned, you feel left out, right? And it's not. This one is not even character. This one is really just relationship skills, right? That I was talking about. A couple of relationship skills, trying to actually knowing how to speak to people in places. You cannot know everybody before you speak to them and before you actually get cordial with them. We're talking about in the workplace too. A lot of people that are growing in the workplace are growing based on the fact that they have great relationship skills. If we're being honest, I tell people that in this country, everybody's a salesman. Everybody's a salesman. And salespeople, they know how to talk. They know how to make friends. They know how to interact. And that's it, right? People management and people skills is very important, and it's not just about our social life or the social aspect of things. It's going to help us even in the workspace. It's going to help us. We're talking about building relationships even in church. I volunteer, right? So many places, in the church, in the food bank. Like, I just helping the community, just doing things. These things don't cost me a lot, right? It's the least I can do. I have the time. Why don't you do it? So I volunteer in church. I have the church friends. I have my run friends. I have my, food bank friends. Like, these are just people or places where you can go to interact with people, help out, and then start building that community gradually. It's all about being intentional. I keep telling people it's not by mouth. It's not by posting on Instagram. It's not by looking all sexy and looking all trim, right? It's all about wanting to actually do these things. You can go outside and you're looking very handsome and you're looking very amazing, but then you go home feeling sad because it feels as though nobody was speaking to you. Even when you were trying to speak to people were not speaking to you, and vice versa. It may be from you, it may be from them, but just do your own part. I tell you, anybody that has good character, good vibes, those things, you would attract those things, right? I'm not attracting people because I have bad character. I tell myself I have good vibes. Some people come in and show the vibes. Okay. I have good vibes. Like, just smile, just be happy. The world is ready too
hard,
angry.
Yeah, too hard.
Just smile and be happy. It costs you nothing, So these are some of the things that I hear people complain and talk about, and I'm like, sometimes I can't relate. And it's not because I'm proud or anything. It's really because I understand what you're talking about. But I also put in the work and the efforts to try and build my community.
Yeah, that's true. And some people, they limit themselves a lot. I think we've spoken about this before. They limit themselves, especially when it comes to dating and Nigerian women.
Dating.
They are more focused on getting to know a Nigerian man rather than spreading their
tentacles.
Wings. Yeah, so and it's not just about dating, it also includes friendship, place of work. You shouldn't just be, I'm only going to talk to my people. If it's not a Nigerian, we can't be friends. If it's not a Nigerian, we can't date. You should be free. Like, if you only wanted Nigerian friends, why did you come to Canada? Canada is very diverse, so you should be open. Be open. A guest of mine for night 10, Paula, she told me about a family friend she lost.
Paula Chica.
Yeah. No, not Paula Chica.
That's her Rita Instagram handle.
Policha. Yeah. Yeah. So she told me about a family friend she lost to cancer. And when this lady was sick, it was her landlord, a Muslim man, a Muslim man and his wife they were there for him. She also talked about importance of building community and who do you carry along as you grow, as you walk through this journey of life. So it's not only about what she said, it's not only about building community, but who would be there for you. And then in my response, I said, yeah, you can be friends with this person, but how are you sure this person will be there for you? We just have to pray. So no matter how intentional you are in friendship or in anything you are doing, you can't be 100% sure that person you are rolling with or that person you show up for will show for you. So that's them not diverse from our stuff. So coming
It's
back,
very true.
yeah, coming back to building community in Canada, you don't limit yourself. Just be open to meeting people. I remember when I came, these days I'm more laid back, I'm more indoors just because I have lots of workload. But when I came to Canada in 2022, I was always outside.
Yep.
I met
Asians. I remember.
Asians.
Yep. I always saw them. You told me.
Yeah. So
Today's
Latinos.
Asian, tomorrow is Latino.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was open to meeting people, even Nigerian gathering. I remember that day we went to Niagara. Was it Niagara Falls? We came back to another party. I met Nonso there. Someone that said, so that said he likes his house. He's always outside.
Because I show up. When you get invited to something, the least you can do is just show up. And when it's not like I show up all the time also, guys, don't get me wrong, right? Like there are sometimes you can't just make it and you can't make it for some valid reasons. And that's okay, right? But don't make it be a habit where people know you to not come out, or when someone invites you for something, there's always an excuse. That it just sends the wrong signal. Trust me. One of my friends was telling me yesterday, she said if she reaches out to you for something and you don't you just give a flimsy excuse as to why you're not interested in what, she's not going to reach out to you again. I told her that was down. Me, I don't support her in that one, but that's just an example of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but in that person's defense, not your friend. I'm not defending your friend. Canada is hard.
It is. The world is hard.
No, you shouldn't see. I've seen people. I'm also
hard.
like friends, acquaintances with people. They don't even have time because they're like, oh, well, we're going to this next long weekend. Let's book
It's
a
time
weekend
for everything.
getaway. But then, guy, so some people are working 24. Let me not exaggerate. But some people are working back to back.
Back to
they
back.
don't have time. There are bills to pay. So I told Paula the other day, give people grace too.
Oh yes, 100%.
Give people
100%. And I'm saying this is the the Christian in me, the religious side. Like we all need grace. We all need grace in life. Like Jesus Christ has given us this grace, abundance of it. Why can't we extend it to our neighbors? We're talking about community, another human, respecting others. Just extend grace to them.
Extend
right?
Grace.
Like everyone is, like you said, everyone is passing through a lot.
Yeah.
Canada is hard. Nigeria is hard. Every country is hard.
It's hard.
I tell you, every country is hard, right? But being intentional really means, okay, I'm gonna do this not because I feel like doing it, and that's part of the sacrifices, right? If I want to be friends with someone, if I want to do something, I have to sacrifice something in order to do that thing, especially when there's no time. You have to sacrifice sometimes. And we're not saying that you should sacrifice all the time, but sometimes you have to sacrifice. You spoke about being open to accepting, other people.
Yeah.
Last week that I had my volleyball game, I was the only Nigerian amongst the 6 of us. Every other persons were from several other African countries. I was the only Nigerian, right? So yes, it's very important for you to not limit yourself and be like, okay, it's only Nigerian things you're going to be with, or it's only Nigerian people that you can relate to. I understand that pressure. I understand why that happens. And one of the reasons...
Yeah, because Nigerians, we crack jokes a lot, and even our neighboring countries, they will say, you are too loud. So as a Nigerian, I also understand Nigerians only wanting to be friends with Nigeria so they don't get misunderstood. Because they might go out, say something, and the other party might feel insulted. So
100%.
I understand.
That's really one of the reasons why it feels as though it's quite difficult sometimes to, maintain that friendship with, another culture, just because of that cultural difference, right? You don't want to be explaining your jokes and things like that. That's really just one of it. But yeah, it's regardless of that, right? There are other things that you guys can interact or speak with and you can relate with. I could relate with sports with these people. I could relate with running with these people, and when we became buddies and we became friends, that's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to always be
Yeah.
something about our government.
Our government. And for me, most foreigners I relate with, they like K-dramas. And if you know me, I'm a huge K-drama watcher.
Let's not do this, please. not here, please. Let's not do this.
Yeah, I'm just addressing your point. What you said, it must not be about our government. It can be about skills you share together. So I'm talking about my own.
And another thing I noticed in this particular category is the fact that sometimes some of us, it's based on our cultural upbringing and values. You know, we always talk about, we hear people say, oh, you have to unlearn, you have to relearn, you have to learn something. These are some of the things we're talking about, right? Sometimes you notice that there's already that stigma that has been built around a particular culture, a particular thing.
Yeah.
You know, you hear people, even me sometimes, I'm guilty of this when I'm like, oh, I can't date a non-Nigerian, or oh, I can't get married to a non-Nigerian and things like this. It's just because of that upbringing that we had as Nigerians. If you listen to people who have been in this country for a longer period of time, people who spend most of their teenage years here, they don't have that kind of mindset. It's just a mindset shift. We need to be ready to unlearn that mindset shift and move on to the next one that's going to help us. Everybody is unique in their own ways. You know, as Africans, as Nigerians, we're all unique in our different ways. So building a community is really not because you're trying to get something all the time. It's really because, like you said, you need to be sure that if you need something, there are people who can help you do something, right? I keep emphasizing on this game last week because I didn't know these people from anywhere, but they know that I play volleyball because I've played with them for once, and they called me up and I was their captain. You know, they called me to captain them, right? Like, oh, come on, captain the team. And I'm like, sure, let's go, let's do this. You know, I'm bringing a bunch of people together and, you know, help build the team and going for a game. That's amazing. It's not because of anything special, but because it was something I had flair for. It was something I was really interested in, you know, volleyball, and I enjoyed the sport and I went to do it. For you, like you said, it could be K-drama, right? It could be people who want to watch a season of K-drama or a particular episode of K-drama, and you can just have a movie night.
Yeah.
Imagine having a movie night and banting about K-drama over, you know, sipping whatever you want to sip. You know, and that's it.
I recall also in 2022, I went for there's this K-drama, Korean festival. I went.
Remember you did.
I mean, it was fun.
Exactly.
You know, people perform. People were talking about different dramas. I really explored in 2022.
Yes.
What happened to me?
You know, people, you know, this thing you just said now made me remember something. I keep saying friend. I know people. You know, last week I was, one of my friends came to watch me play last week. Shout out to you know yourself. And we're talking about how, oh, there's always something to do, actually. You know, you hear people say, oh, the country is boring. Canada is boring. There's nothing to do. We're always at home. It's always, like I said, it's always work. There's nothing else. There's no activity to do. Not lie. I tell you most solemnly, it's a lie.
Go to Eventbrite. There's always something happening.
You see, there's an Instagram handle to do Toronto. I mean, for those that are in Toronto, right? There's an Instagram handle to do Toronto. Every week, there's always something to do. And you must not always resonate with what is being done. And that's okay, but don't say there's nothing to do. And you cannot also say because you resonate with one particular thing or activity, and if that activity is not being done, then it feels as though there's nothing to do. That's a lie. Yeah. And that's the problem. People feel like, oh, if there's no games night, then Canada is boring. You know, why don't you go to the gym? Why don't you go and swim? Why don't you go for a walk? Those are activities. go to a drive-through cinema.
Yeah.
There's so many activities to do. She was telling me that guy that she envies me because I'm always doing something, and I'm always doing something.
Or why don't you go for a road trip? And you must not have a car. When I was in Scarborough, there's this thing I used to do. I used to train hop a lot. So I'll go to Scarborough, go train.
Mm-hmm.
Just go
So
to
next station, somewhere else.
or shower. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the view. It's
exactly.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, right? In all of these things, there is also that financial aspect of it.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the fact that, like we said, not everybody's buoyant
not
enough to actually participate in things that are being done or things that are happening. So the little one that they actually go for, they want to maximize their time, and because it's not easy for them. That's also very valid, right? Like, let's not forget, not everybody is financially stable enough to actually, accommodate so many of these activities and things that are going on, right? But nonetheless, the little you can do, you look at our colleagues from different cultures. I don't want to just look at our colleagues from different cultures. These guys enjoy themselves naturally. They always enjoy themselves. My colleagues will tell you, "Oh, sorry, I'm taking the day off." Why? They are spending time with their dog or something. Or they just have something to do. Like,
they are going to their cottage.
Just the little things matter. Enjoy nature. If you don't like nature, enjoy something else.
And do you know what? Like, most of them, I have a colleague. She's watching this show. She gives me my mom's vibe. I think they're almost the same age. So I have a colleague. She doesn't like, traveling outside. Like, she doesn't travel. However, she enjoys herself. Like, weekends, go to the cottage, brunch, family brunch, her dog, gardening. So you mustn't say, I need to travel out of Canada to enjoy your life.
100.
There are so many things.
100%.
So since I came to Canada, I've only been out of the country once, and that was back in 2023 to Mexico.
I can't relate.
You can't. So,
I travel.
Yeah, but I've been exploring neighboring towns and
places in the country to go to.
So many places.
The only problem is, traveling within the country is more expensive
than traveling
right.
outside.
Depending on where you're going to, it's more expensive, and you start thinking of the value exchange, and like, it's really valuable to spend this much traveling inside the same country.
I'm not even saying you should go to another province. Within Ontario here, there are so many places to visit.
There are a lot of places to go to. I've been to Sudbury. I drove down to Sudbury. It's about 4 hours drive, right? Sudbury is amazing. Sudbury is beautiful. Like, there's so many places. You went to Innisfield recently.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many places. There's Kingston. There's Peterborough. There's so many places. Up east, up north, up west.
There's Muskoka.
And,
Thunder Bay.
Another thing that I've learned, from a couple of my travel buddies is, you don't just wake up and say you want to go somewhere. Try to find out about the place you're going to. Do a bit of study or research about the place before you go. I'm not saying just wake up and just start going. That's me. I do that. Sometimes I don't wake up and I just drive. People that I loved road trips. I love to drive. I love fast cars. I don't have one yet. By God's grace, we get one. But, what's even the need of having a fast car in a country where they're telling you the speed limit is 100 or 120? Like, you're wasting the car's engine,
And you're also wasting money. Because when you get to the next traffic light,
you stop. You still brake. So just use a car normal that takes you from point A to point B. Simple. But yeah, you just wake up and you just travel. You just go, right? And in all of these things, we thank God. I keep trying to tie all of these things to the, Bible or the religious aspect of things, because we're able to do all of these things just because God has given us the privilege to do it, or given us the grace to actually do these things. Some people are not able to do these things, right? But if you are able to do these things, you should be thankful. I'm very thankful of the fact that, we're able to build community, we're able to strive together, we're able to grow together. Like I said, 3 years ago, I met you, and look at us growing together, growing strong. BedNights,
always gisting.
We've done so many things, we explored things. This is the time when you should do things. If you feel like it's gonna fail, let it fail.
Let
You
it
pick
fail.
yourself up and you start again. It's really it's something very important that people need to learn how to do. Not being scared of failure.
Yeah. Oh yes, guys.
Not being
I've
scared.
failed a lot in life.
Yes.
Do you guys know how many things, how many ventures how many things I've ventured into in life? And one trait I really admire myself for is not being scared to fail.
And I concur with that too.
Yeah.
VINVAE is not scared. Vincentio. Ifeyinwa is
do
not
it.
scared.
Just do it.
Yep.
What will happen? Just do it. At least, when you look back, you won't have regrets. You're like, okay, I tried, I did it, but it didn't happen. But just imagine being scared to fail. And in future, you look back like, oh, you would have regret. Why didn't I even try?
Yes, and you look at it also
Yeah.
in a way that, faith without work is dead, right? You have faith, you believe in something, you have to actually put in the work to do that thing. You must not always see the end from the beginning in order for
Yeah.
you to begin something, right? That's where faith comes in for those who believe in God. That's where faith comes in, right? You're doing something because you believe that it's going to work out. And if it doesn't still work out, you also believe that God's hand is in it. The will of God will never take us to where the grace of God will not direct us. Right.
Preach on, pastor, or is he preach on, reverend? Uncle Duro. BedNighters, we have Duro with the D behind the
Shout
camera
out to
today.
Duro.
You guys know him, the Shege Sia in Canada. Tomwa is out of town, so yeah. So we have Duro behind. Shege Sia.
But that's it, right? Like, by nature of our baptism, we are priests, prophets, and kings.
Okay.
So the Bible is really what we have to hold on to as our direction, as our guide in life, right? Like, if you believe in something, believe that God's hand is in it, it's going to work out well for you.
Yep.
And that's it. Your community can help. Talking about community, building community, you can even build communities of believers, worshipers, people who you have. It's not about going out every Friday night or Saturday night to pop bottles. It's about going out every Friday or Saturday night to actually just worship God. Praise night.
Yeah, so if partying is not your thing, so there are other things you can build community around.
Yes, I had a friend, Urena. Urena's birthday was a few weeks ago, and she had a worship night or praise session or something like that to celebrate her birthday. And that was it. Community of believers and, people who enjoy, worshiping God and praising God. See, God is winning. In all that we do, God is winning.
Yes, Pastor, no. Pastor.
But just being intentional, believing that you want to, this is what you want to do. Just put your mind to it and just do it. Just do it. You have nothing to lose. You don't need to be scared of anything. And people being scared, it's very valid, right? A lot of people have been traumatized. Let's not forget the fact that a lot of people have also had experiences where, trying to build a community or trying to put themselves out there has really shown them shege.
Yeah, shege.
A lot of shege, like painful shege that would, take you back inside. And whenever someone mentions outside, they're like, nope, I'll pass. Yeah. I've been surviving without being outside and I'll keep surviving. And that's okay. Let's
do you
not
know,
forget
so
that
I have a friend tell me one day that Nigerians are somehow. I'm like, how? What's up? She said, don't worry, one day you understand. Like when you understand. That's what she said, because she's been here for a long time.
Yes.
I think she's food here.
Yes.
So I understand. And that's where giving people grace also coming.
Oh, yes.
So you need to understand everyone. So everyone's perspective, where they are coming from. Not everyone is buoyant. Some people, they've had bad experiences. So that's why I said, give people grace. Ask them what's up, why. Give them grace.
Understand their perspective. First of
Don't
all.
just cut them off like that.
Exactly.
Like you said, your friend, she said if she invites someone and they don't come, she will invite them again. I've
told her that. I know we had a conversation about that. I hope she understood, but yes.
Yeah, because also there's a friend of mine. So there's this, let me not just, if I say this, everybody, they will know themselves. Yeah. So the friend, he was like, why do you keep inviting these people? They will not show up. Like, but then you have to give them grace. Maybe last time they were busy or something happened. So I keep inviting them because I understand.
Yep.
I understand.
Yep.
So I keep inviting them. Oh, let's do this. Let's do this. If you can show up, good. If you cannot, good, because I understand. Yeah.
It's also about discovering yourself and discovering what works for you.
Yeah.
Right. In all of these things that we keep talking about, this is what works for Nonso, what works for Vincentia. Right. You need to figure out what works for Emeka. What works for Chiamaka. Chiamaka can be different than Chiwendo. Right? The things that Chiwendo enjoys is not the same thing that Visaya would enjoy, for instance, right? So understand yourself. Self-discovery is very important in all of these things we're talking about. If you do not understand yourself and know what you do like and what you do not like, know your limits, it's going to feel as though it's very overwhelming because a lot of you, it feels as if you're being pressured to just do a lot of things. No, I'm not saying do a lot of things to build a community. I'm saying do the little that you can do that you enjoy doing, and you would find a group of people that are also like-minded like you, and that's a community. Okay. Community in so many places. Me, Chinonso, I didn't come to this world to be an island. I will keep building the community and I will keep expanding because you don't know where you need people. Oh, and like I said, people come and go. It's easy.
Nonso is always outside. my last guest of today, so I remember there was a time she was doing a giveaway. Nonso was like, VINVAE, comment.
Oh, yes, I won it.
He won because I had different accounts. I have different accounts. I'll use this one, I'll comment. So Nonso had the top comments coming from me. And guess what he was going for? Silent night too.
Silent disco.
Silent disco.
That's it. A very different vibe.
Yeah.
Just try out different, be adventurous, be spontaneous, just try something new. If you've tried it and you don't enjoy it, that's fine. But don't feel like by just looking at it, and I may not enjoy this thing. Go. If you can, go. Experience it.
Yeah.
Then if you feel like, okay, I've experienced this thing once and I don't enjoy it, then that's fine.
That's fine.
Some of my friends will tell you, I'd be like, oh, let's go and hike. Let's go and run. Let's go to the gym. Like, I bet. I'm like, you've not even done this thing before. You just feel like you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
And some of them are enjoying hiking now because they did it once and they're always looking for the next trail to go to hike. That's just it. Just do something if you can and see yourself actually getting better at it and building that community. Another friend of mine was recently looking for cyclists. If you're a cyclist, please let us know. We're trying to build a community of cyclists. She likes to cycle. She's looking for, a community of cyclists, people that she'll be cycling with.
Yeah, a guest of mine, Mona Lisa, she cycles. So
exactly.
I don't know if you guys watched it for night 8. She cycles, she runs, she swims. And I added her Instagram handle. Yeah, she does a lot. She's very athletic and fit.
These are activities. People keep talking, no activities, no. These are activities that would really engage you and keep you busy. The country is busy, no doubt. Some of us work day in, day out.
Yeah.
Weekends, sometimes we're working. You're deploying things, you're doing things. That's fine. But the little time you have, you may want to sleep. That's also okay. Like I said, me, I love to sleep. I love to sleep. 9 p.m. like this, I'm in bed, except I'm working. During the weekend, I want to just stay inside. But when you now have your friends that are doing something and they are, it's also part of their business or whatnot, just support them.
Yeah.
Support them. I always go out because I like to support my friends. If someone is doing a party or something, pay for it. Go. Don't look for free things. Go. Support their business. Help them grow. We talk about community. It's actually about helping each other grow. That's also one of the values of having a community. Helping each other grow. Helping each other in times of need. When you feel like you need something, the person can help you and vice versa. Yeah, you don't always have to look for freebies from community. Everybody would stigmatize you as that person that is always looking for something
always
and never gives.
You don't give. You're never involved. You're just there to take.
You don't give. Yeah. Right? So sometimes you should also give. Right? That's really how you build that trustworthiness in yourself, that people trust you, and it's the little things that matter, right? So, in all of these things that we are talking about, it's not easy, guys. We're not saying these things just because we want to yap. It's really because we can do these things. We're able to do these things. We feel like we are capable of doing these things and you're just exploring it. You spoke about coming to Canada and explore. That's a leap of faith that we took to come to a different country, right? So why are we still trying to limit ourselves in other aspects, right? You have taken that step of moving to a different environment and either starting afresh or continuing from where you stopped. Why don't you do the same for other things? Building community too can also be even within your Nigerian friends too. Now, have your Nigerian community for several things. Like my sister is in a Nigerian moms in the West community, for people that live in the West.
Yeah.
Hamilton, Oakville, I think Oakville further down, they have a group of moms, and they do amazing things. They did something for Father's Day recently. They had an event in December. They had a talk like 2 weeks ago, a seminar. Like, there's always something to do. That's part of building community. Right? And I'm not saying just go out and don't be with your people. If you feel like you want to be with your people, that's okay. My sister went to watch Blue Jays game. And I was just looking at her status. I was just laughing. I'm like, yup, she has never done that. That was the first time she was doing it. And she had a good time. She didn't think the game for her, she didn't really understand the game. She wasn't following what's going on, but she enjoyed herself being there. That was a different environment for her. And she made the most of it. It's really about making the most of where you find yourself in life, guys. Just make the most of where you are.
Thank you very much, Nonso. Nonso, is it motivational, inspirational? Yeah, thanks a lot for this talk. It's very, it's so educational. It's something people could, watch, listen, and learn from.
Yes.
Yeah.
I when I was thinking of it, I didn't really think about it too much because I just feel like it's something that I always yap about with a couple of my friends, and it's really something that a lot of people are struggling with, and I totally understand. Like I said, everybody has something they're going through in this life, especially in this our age. We're not very old, neither are we extremely young, but even the young guys are going through things, the older guys are going through things. Everybody has what they're going through in life, right? So it's all about being intentional, giving people grace, just understanding the next person, being empathetic. That's really all that matters. Being kind to each other. I keep talking about these things because, love one another and love God is really the commandment of God. Love Him and love your neighbor. He has commanded us to do it. Why are we trying to do something different? I'm sorry for always bringing in
Nonso the preacher boy.
Yes. I love Christ, and I feel like we being here today is really not by our making, but really because He has given us the grace and the ability to be here. So in all things, we have to give Him the glory. So yes, Baba, now you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Nonso. BedNighters, if you're watching this, I hope you guys learned something, one or two from this. Life is not supposed to be for just one person.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we're in the West,
mm-hmm.
and this place is built on individualism.
Mm-hmm.
But just know we all need companionship.
Exactly.
We all need community.
Exactly.
Yeah. And like we also said, some people work back to back. They work round the clock. They might not have time to show up, but the little time you have, I know you'd want to rest, relax, but still make out time to go out.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I said myself, when I came in 2022, I was always out. However, these days, I'm tired. I'm tired because I have a lot to do. So after work, you just see me. I just go inside to relax. But then 1 or 2 times, just make out time. There are some weird things I enjoy. I enjoy seeing the road. Sometimes you can just see me. I'll bus hop, train hop, or drive just to see the road. Just go out, see things. Just life wasn't made to be lived, for you to be alone.
I agree.
So build your community. You mustn't do what everyone is doing. And
100.
like Nonso said, if you enjoy running, you can build a community around running. Is it photography? Is it makeup? Is it Oh, K-dramas for me. Yeah,
Yeah, your hobbies. You know,
yeah, your
I feel like
hobbies.
a lot of people don't have hobbies, and that's why they feel like there's
nothing to do.
You need to develop your hobbies. Look for
develop
that
your
thing that you
hobby.
enjoy doing.
Yeah, something you
You
enjoy
know,
doing.
and it mustn't always have to be outside. You know, like I said, when 2020, I think it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I had a games day. You know, I don't know, some of you that are familiar with Nigeria and game house in Nigeria back then, you enter game house, you have multiple TVs and different consoles with people playing different games.
Yeah.
I built that in my home.
So why did you stop?
It still happens.
It
I
still
haven't just
happens.
had it in recent times.
Okay.
Again, life is life. But I built that in my home, right? Like one day, and it's again from one particular community, you know, I just reached out. I'm like, hey guys, who's interested in this? This is what I want to do. Please indicate. And a couple of us indicated interest. Guys and girls. I tell you, girls were playing MK, girls were playing FIFA. Like I had like 2 TVs, you know, different stations, people playing games. There were board games, you know, like that's it. And that was an event.
Yeah. That sounds so interesting.
Oh yes. Yeah. That's it. I did it, you know, it's something that I'm gonna, of course, I try to do it at least once in a year or something like that, you know, but that's it. Just something, like I said, it doesn't have to be outside. It can be virtual. You're on a call with your friend and you guys are just maybe watching the same movie, you know, that's it. You know, it doesn't have to be something that is cost, what's the word now? Something that requires a lot of money. You don't need to spend so much to have a good time. That's one thing I've learned with these people in this place. So
in Canada, you don't need to spend a lot
to have a good time.
There are so many free activities.
100.
So many, especially in summer, so many free activities people go for. So you don't need to be, you know, the richest person to have $1,000 in your account to have a good time. And even if you don't want to step out, you can be in your house, grill something, have fun, watch a movie. Yeah. And this Nonso's idea makes sense. I think I should even do K-drama night. With like minds.
Giving people ideas.
With like-minded people, you know, just like for people.
Yeah.
I buy food. I don't even have to cook. I can buy something and we enjoy.
That's it. You don't need to cook. You know, I have my guys that, you know, we play games together. You know, we're all PSM buddies, and you know, every night here and there we'll just be like, Alpha, let's stop this. Let's just enjoy. And you speak with each other. You know, stream together, do things together. That's the little things. Just the little things. I think in the end, right, look for your hobby. Look for that thing that you enjoy doing. Your hobby will lead you to that community that you're looking for. Those things that you enjoy doing, it will definitely lead you to it. And if you enjoy volunteering, go out to volunteer. You know, if you enjoy speaking, if you enjoy dancing, if you enjoy, like, just look for something you enjoy and keep doing it. Because this place would make you feel as though if you do it, you're doing too much. It's a lie. You're not doing too much. Everybody needs a balance in life. Even Jesus Christ, they went to wedding. So who are you not to feel like you don't? Why? He went to wedding with his friends.
Yeah.
They entered boats, traveled around. Like, why do you feel like you are now you're made to be an island? No, now.
Yeah.
You can't. Self-discovery is first of all, right? Discover yourself before you're able to give people an amazing version of yourself. If you don't know yourself, it will be hard for people to actually even know you, right? But once you've been able to, you know, find out who you are, right? When people experience you, encounter you, they're encountering that version that you have defined for yourself, that you know, not a confused version, right? Don't have bad character, please.
Nonso is Spain.
Nice. Be kind.
Torontonians, Toronto people should stop having bad character.
No, just human beings in general, both male and female. My gender, people do the most, but women too, they do also. You know, don't meet somebody with an intention. Meet people to really just connect with people. Don't always feel like something has to give. You know, you're meeting someone and the person is already valuing, or, you know, it feels as though there shouldn't be anything. Compliment people. It's not going to cost you anything. And don't compliment with the mindset of wanting. If the person doesn't respond well, if the person responds well, keep it moving. Except you want something else, right? These things, just the little things, you know. Nevertheless, we need grace, guys. You know, we all need grace. We're all humans. We need grace to act right. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you, Nonso. Nonso, the teacher. Nonso, the preacher of peace and happiness. Yeah, don't mind on my jabs. Well, yeah, this is totally an interesting topic which everyone needs to take seriously, because in Canada, you little thing and you are lonely because it's built in a way that you work just to work. You wake up, you go to work, you come back, eat, sleep. But this whole topic, guys, discover yourself, find your hobby, what do you enjoy doing. You see, these little things can lead you out of feeling sad or feeling
100%.
lonely
100%.
or depressed. Just find your vibe, what you vibe with.
I tell you.
Okay, guys, and yeah, let me know what you guys think about this whole community building topic, finding yourself, finding your hobby, showing up for people.
Yeah,
So what you
supporting your
guys,
friends.
supporting
Yeah.
your friends, and not just joining a community to take from them. You also have to show up. You also have to give. I keep saying life is a give and take thing. No matter how some people try to sugarcoat things, oh, don't expect things. If you are doing something, don't expect. We are all human beings. So if I'm doing something for someone, to an extent, I would expect that other person to do something for me.
Yeah.
So
it's just natural.
yeah, don't fall for that.
natural.
Don't expect anything, because you're going to get drained if you keep giving and no one is giving you back.
Except both of us are not giving, and then we're just there, and then, and that's
we're
also
just
okay.
there.
You know,
And
both of you
yeah,
are just
that's
there. It's
also
flat.
okay.
That's fine.
That's
we
fine.
understand that that's the kind of relationship we have, and that's also okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.